I can't fully move on. Janelle, I'm so mad. I'm gonna have to get some lawyers involved.
I'm not trying to rip you off, Meri.
Hey
There's a
lovely
few
viewers,
things that
welcome to my shocking news channel. I will explain everything. Watch this video until end. Over the past few years, a lot has unfolded in the Sister Wives family. One of the major shockers was when Christine decided to divorce Kody. She did so and moved to Utah from Flagstaff. Apart from this major change, she also shared her share of the Coyote Pass land with KodyBrown. Earlier, the family had bought a lot to build separate houses in, but it was before the fallout. Since then, there has been a lot of debate about the Coyote Pass land. Meri had argued that she owned comparatively fewer acres than the rest of the members. No one has started to build over the property as there is still a lot of debate over the land. However, recently procured documents reveal that there have been major changes when it comes to the Coyote Pass land division. As the second part of Sister Wives Season 19 is just about to air, there is an awkward aura among the Browns. It's all because of the Coyote Pass property. Both Janelle and Meri have argued that they don't have an equal share in the lot as compared to Kody and Robyn. In one of the episodes, all three of them, i.e., Meri, Kody, and Janelle, were discussing this. Kody said that he paid for the property. But Janelle and Meri came prepared with proof and showcased how they had equally contributed to Coyote Pass.
It was never intended for me to know that Janelle was moving.
When they wanted the patriarch to speed up the selling process, Kody said he had talked to a real estate agent. There was also a point where he lashed out and said, "I'm not your servant to boss around." Sister Wives. New Coyote Pass 2025 update. Kody, Meri, Robyn and Janelle get warranty deeds. Earlier when Sister Wives family had just bought some land in Coyote Pass, all of them owned different acres to make separate houses on the property. While Kody had a lot of his own, he also shared one with Robyn, which made them the ones to own the most part of the land. This changed when Christine gave up her part of the share after her divorce. Since then, Meri had started arguing that she only owned 2 acres, which was unfair, while the rest of them had 4. As per an update from 2025, reports say that all of them, i.e., Kody, Robyn, Janelle and Meri, signed the warranty deed for Coyote Pass. It has changed the ownership of the property. 3 out of 4 lots are now equally owned by Meri, Robyn, Kody, and Janelle. The 4th lot is smaller than the others and only Kody and Robyn own it. Hence, the division is as follows. Kody holds a total of 100% ownership of 14.48 acres. While Robyn has 52.3%, i.e., 7.58 acres.
I didn't tell Kody. I didn't see any reason to tell him. Our lives are not overlapping in any way.
$470,000. Additionally, Janelle owns 32.2%, as in 4.66 acres, i.e., $260,000, and Meri, 15.5%, which is 2.24 acres worth $90,000. Sister Wives fans often talk about some bizarre stuff that has popped up in the background of TLC episodes. The stuff you can see that belongs to KodyBrown, RobynBrown, and the others. We've seen some really weird things over the seasons. Sister Wives, intentional blunders or neglect. Maybe the Sister Wives viewers were not supposed to see these strange things in the background. Or maybe they left things out on display intentionally. You know, maybe Kody and the women staged it so fans would have something to talk about. It is one way to keep them interested in seeing what's going on in their lives. It happened to all of the Sister Wives spouses, Kody, Meri Brown, Janelle, Robyn, and Christine Brown. So maybe it's not a mistake that we see these things. Instead it is possible they planted the stuff there. After all, it's all about the ratings to keep the money coming in. Once Kody and the 4 women moved to Vegas, we got to see a lot more. That's when their stuff spread out over 4 houses because they each had a bigger place. Then we saw even more of this once they moved to Flagstaff. In Las Vegas,
marrying these women and living a plural life. Would you do it all again?
Remember, Robyn, Meri, Christine, and Janelle Brown each had a nice big house. They all lived on the same cul-de-sac, making it easy for Kody to make his marital rounds. Fans spotted some stranger stuff when they filmed in the Vegas homes of the Sister Wives brides. In case you didn't know, the production crew that works on Sister Wives, go through each house. And they make a sweep of the place that they're going to film before they roll the cameras. They have to make sure that logos aren't showing on food or products. It's to make sure they avoid any copyright issues. Producers try to find things to take out of the shots. So, production will do pre-checks at Janelle, Christine, Meri's, and Robyn's places. They don't just walk in the door with cameras and immediately start filming. That's not how it works. There's all kinds of pre-production they go through. They remove photos of friends or family members who didn't sign consent to be seen on the show. Then they don't need to blur a bunch of stuff out. You will still see blurring where they miss some stuff. But basically most of the stuff that you see has been approved by production to appear in the scenes. And obviously approved by Kody and whatever wife's home they were in when filming. That means anything spotted as either an intentional choice to be on display or, I don't know, neglect. You know, or they didn't realize it would cause drama. Usually though,
One of my children, at their admission, slipped up and told me, and then said, please don't repeat that or pretend you never heard it.
I feel like Kody and the wives are intentionally stirring drama for ratings, and Robyn's house in particular catches fans' eyes for things they've spotted in the background over the seasons, but all the wives have had little things caught on camera, stuff they may not want seen by viewers. As a busy working from home sister wife, Meri's usually pretty organized, almost to a fault, and I think it helps she has only one kid, so there's not a tornado of messiness in her house. But in one episode, fans were quick to note, and I'm going to show you right here, that Kody's first wife had let a mess run wild in her kitchen just as they came into film. I'm assuming Meri's kitchen usually looks neat. So, when it shows up on film looking messy, fans notice. Janelle has been one battling clutter for a while, but I will say in her defense, she has 6 kids with Kody, so it's no wonder things could get out of hand now and then and things pile up. Janelle's living room had a corner piled high with clutter, and heck, it might not have even been her stuff. It may just have been a pile of stuff that she was keeping for some of the kids because she has such a wide age range of kids. Kody's second wife also has been moving into increasingly smaller spaces over the years, but even when Janelle was in a bigger home, her bedroom wasn't safe from being a catch-all for clutter. But you know, we've all been there, right? Janelle knew the cameras were coming. Obviously, Janelle knew the cameras were coming.
I always had Meri's back, even when people were plotting against her, ignoring her.
Maybe she had no other place to put the stuff, and that's why it's all sitting out in these pictures I'm showing you. Another Sister Wives scene of Janelle with Kody in her bedroom had fans laughing, and this time it wasn't clutter, it was something really interesting. TLC cameras caught a clump of blonde hair that was hanging on a dresser mirror in the background when Janelle and Kody were in her room. The debate among viewers was whether the blonde hairpiece was a wig for Janelle or a wig for Kody because the color kind of matched either of them, and it was in a bedroom they shared. Inside Janelle Brown's RV. Once Janelle moved into the RV, things got even more crowded, and it seemed to make things worse. She was stuck storing stuff everywhere, even on top of her little stove. But I'm sure in her new house all the way across the country far away from her ex-husband Kody, Janelle is going to be able to spread her wings and put her stuff out where she wants to. Then there's Christine. Before moving in with her new husband Devid Woolley, her place also seemed a little overfull. That was more so in Flagstaff, but then again, she also had 6 kids with Kody, and you know, as a mom, you get stuck storing stuff like you are a U-Haul storage facility when you have grown kids. These days, when the TLC cameras are filming at Christine Woolley's new home as a new wife, it looks like pages from
I kind of look at Meri still as a friend, and I'm sure both of us will mutually get back to that place. I hope that Meri and I would just be friends.
magazine. Everything is in its place and immaculate, so maybe she gave back everything to her grown kids, or maybe she downsized, or maybe it was just getting rid of all of Kody's hair products that made some room. Back in the day on Sister Wives, dirty dishes were everywhere. Back in the day though, you'd routinely see dishes in the sink and on the counters at Christine's place, and again, 6 kids. When a camera peeped into one of her kitchen cabinets with the door ajar, there was a whole bunch of stuff just kind of crammed in, and that suggests that maybe she just was shoving stuff in that she wanted to get out of sight before cameras rolled. I mean, that's got to be high stress, but it's not like Christine's third wife didn't know the TLC crew would be there. She probably had time to do a thorough cleaning. However, I'm glad she didn't always pick things up and put stuff away because Christine's house is the place where cameras caught the famous calendar in the background. They didn't cover it up or move it even though it was a fleeting scene. I'm going to show you of Kody standing with Christine in the kitchen. You could see a calendar on the wall, and fans thought this must be Kody's infamous intimacy schedule. You know, the one he uses to keep track of his rotating bedroom duties. Although they never confirmed that. The scenes that Sister Wives shot at Robyn's house draw the most fan comments. I will say that across.
Do you feel Kody abandoned Meri?
We were all abandoned.
The board for the bulk of filming in Flagstaff, people that came to see Robyn or Kody weren't invited into the house. I remember that one day they were filming. This was before Meri had left. It was like 2 seasons ago maybe. It was a really cold icy day, and she left Meri shivering outside while they were filming. It was so cold that she asked Robyn to get her one of Kody's spare jackets to wear. That's not very hospitable. Robyn clearly didn't want the cameras inside or Kody didn't, and when they did let them film in there, fans quickly noticed a lot of things. The first shot. This first shot is from a few years back when Ariella Brown and Solomon Brown were still very young. And it got viewers upset because there was a bunch of bottles of what looked like medication, possibly supplements, on the kitchen counter. They were within easy reach of Robyn and Kody's young kids, and that screamed danger to fans. The next shot is a general overview of just piles of clutter around Robyn's house. They took this during one of the season shoots. Then, another shot reveals what you see from the moment you enter Kody and Robyn's place. And there's just stuff piled all over. One thing spotted in the background of Kody and Robyn's place wasn't clutter, but it definitely sparked fan comments. This is a note from their refrigerator, and it seems to warn all of Kody's kids, do not take Robyn's food. Maybe the note was meant for all the
Listen, Suki, I want to shut you down now.
kids and all the wives, or maybe it was just meant for kids and wives who didn't live in the house. It just seems inhospitable. Sister Wives, staged clutter for ratings. In the end, many fans are convinced that a lot of the oddball stuff spotted in the background of Kody's wives' homes was left out intentionally. I think it's more, at least in earlier seasons, the stress of having that many kids and trying to clean up before a camera crew rolls in. That's a lot of work. Some viewers even wonder if Robyn's clutter was purposely staged that way to get people talking, keep them tuning in, keep those ratings going, and keep that money coming in. I wouldn't put it past them. Sister Wives star Robyn Brown's decision to end her ex-husband's parental rights to their 3 children started a debate recently, as this adoption is seen as a benefit for her to further her fame on the TLC series. Robyn went under the microscope several years ago when she had her shared husband adopt her 3 children from a previous marriage. At the time, Robyn said this move benefited the kids' future. But was that the only reason, or even a reason at all? As season 19 nears, fans debate Robyn's reasoning for having her kids legally disown their father by letting KodyBrown adopt them. Sister Wives. Robyn Brown wanted her kids to have what? Robyn Brown paving the way to this adoption was no easy feat for the entire Sister Wives family. This first entailed Meri Brown allowing KodyBrown to divorce her. By doing that, he could become Robyn's legal husband. These were the steps needed for Kody to become the legal father of Paedon Brown, Aurora Brown, and Brianna Brown. Then the Sister Wives patriarch adopted them, making it a bittersweet transaction. Meri Brown suffered, and the fans saw this. But the 3 kids and Robyn rejoiced as the children were now legally Kody's kids. Excuses from Robyn. Back when Kody and Robyn went through this adoption, they offered a few reasons on the Sister Wives show. One of them was to get medical insurance for the kids. But later, fans went ballistic when they learned Ysabel Brown didn't have insurance. ChristineBrown scrambled to get her health insurance when she needed surgery to correct the curvature in her spine. Insurance was just one of the reasons they offered for wanting the legalities of an adoption. This pushed Robyn Brown to have the father of her kids legally hand them over to her and Kody. This left Devid Preston with no parental rights. Sister Wives fans thought this was horrific and believed it sent a terrible message to her kids. Sister Wives. Adoption paved the way. Fans of the TLC show debate today the real reasons for this adoption. At the time, Robyn said if anything happened to her, she would want the kids to remain part of the Sister Wives family. So, this was the way to ensure that happened if someday it needed to. However, some fans believe Kody and Robyn needed control over the kids for the show. Viewers suggested this was the main reason for this adoption. That said, it can get dicey when one parent refuses to permit minor children to appear on camera. Total control for Robyn and KodyBrown. Using John Gosselin and Kate Gosselin as an example of this hardship, fans suggest this adoption likely worked as a safeguard against the same thing happening. The Gosselin family graced the TLC screen for years with their show about a family with sextuplets. When Kate and John's messy divorce played out in the headlines, fans of this show learned John wanted the kids to live normal lives without cameras filming their every move. Kate wanted fame, and that meant the cameras. But, this eventually led to the demise of Kate Gosselin's affiliation with TLC. She went against a judge's order when she allowed cameras to film her kids without John's legal consent. So, Sister Wives fans believe that RobynBrown and KodyBrown needed to have complete control over the kids. After all, how can you have a series about a huge polygamous family when 3 of the kids can't be seen on screen without written consent from an absentee father? Maybe Devid was hard to get a hold of, making that consent not easy to obtain. Thanks for watching this video. What do you think about this video? Told on comment box and subscribe our channel.